how do you prepare yourself for a downturn in the economy? What can you do when the economy takes a dive? We go about our days working in our jobs, building our careers, and then out of nowhere, wham, the economy takes a hit. And this is what's happening to us in Canada right now. Our economy is pretty bad. Companies are laying off thousands and thousands of people. So what can you do to prepare yourself to survive in this kind of an economy, in this kind of an environment? Because if you play your cards right, you can not only survive it, but you can come out swinging on the other end. The first thing that we need to do is we need to get into the right headspace. Losing your job, or even the thought of losing your job, is devastating. It's personal. And that's because we tend to attach such a big part of our identity to our jobs. Whenever we meet new people or we're in social situations, we proudly announce our titles to describe what we do. And when we lose that, we tend to feel like we've lost a big chunk of ourselves. And this is something that I think we need to reevaluate about ourselves right now, especially in the environment that we're in right now. The markets, the economy is volatile. Companies start up and go under a lot faster nowadays. Jobs are created and lost a lot faster nowadays. And if we attach such a big part of our identity to our jobs, then we're really exposing ourselves. And that's not going to put us into a good headspace. So first things first, we need to get us into that right headspace, we need to accept and believe that we are not our jobs. We are bigger than our jobs. You are bigger than your job. You have way more to offer than what you are currently doing in your job, or what you did in your job. And I'm not saying this to pump you up or anything. I'm saying this as an employer myself, as a business owner, and as someone who understands a little bit about business, that there has never been a job ever created that takes advantage of everything any one person has to offer. Jobs will challenge you in certain areas, sure, but no job has been created to really take advantage of everything any one person has to offer. So you are really bigger than your job, and it's important for you to realize that, see it and believe it. That's what's gonna get you into a more resourceful state of mind. So first things first, you need to get into the right headspace, and for that you need to see and you need to believe that you are indeed bigger than any job that you could ever hold. And the second thing we need to do is we need to take care of our internal biochemistry. Whenever we face this kind of environment, it adds unnecessary stress into our already stressed bodies, and that wreaks havoc on our health and our minds. It makes us slow, it makes us fearful, anxious, and cautious. And even if we haven't lost our jobs, we sit there all frozen, dreading the day we get called into our boss's office to get that pink slip. If you think about it, this is really a transitory period in our careers. Facing this kind of environment is really a transitory period in our careers, because this is when we decide, are we going to lean into our career or are we going to change our career? And for that, we can't afford to be in a reactionary state of mind, in a slow, fearful state of mind. This is the time we need to be in a resourceful state of mind. We need to have the energy, physically and emotional energy, to carry us through this transition period. And for that, we need to make sure that our biochemistry is right. So if you haven't already, if you aren't on a workout regimen, get yourself on a workout regimen. Start working your body out. Start energizing your body. Start eating healthy, nourishing your body. Start meditating and boosting the gray matter in your brain. And obviously, hydrate. Doing this is going to flood your body with all the good stuff, the nutrients, the oxygen, the right hormones, the right endorphins, and it'll make you feel so good that it puts you in a resourceful state of mind. In fact, you would have to work hard to be in a negative state of mind. You'd have to work hard to be in a depressed state of mind. So that's why it's really important that you get your biochemistry in the right space. The third thing that we want to do is we want to solve the money problem. Now, this is another huge stressor for a lot of people, obviously, because the threat of interruption to your income stream. So let's tackle this next. And there's a couple of things here for you to do. First is manage your household budget, lock in step with the economy. Lock in step with what the companies and corporations are doing. So if they're cutting costs, time for you to cut costs. The second thing that you want to do is you want to figure out your magic number. Now, your magic number is the minimum amount of money you need to make in order to live. And this takes into account your food expenses, your living expenses, your loan payments, insurance payments, transportation costs. Make sure you cut out all the luxuries, obviously, and wherever you can, substitute for cheaper alternatives. Figure out what that number is, and then add 20% for contingencies. That is your magic number. That is the minimum amount of money that you absolutely need to make in order to live, in order to survive. And if you haven't lost your job, then you want to make sure that your expenses are well below your magic number. And whatever extra that you have, whatever excess that you have, take it and save it for another day. And the last thing that you want to do is you want to lean in. This is the time to get engaged. This is the time to get active. Get more involved in your company. Lean into your job. Find ways to deliver additional value to your employer. Take on extra work. Take on extra projects. Find ways to stand out from the rest of the crowd. The rest of the crowd who are probably sitting shut down because they know that they're about to lose their job, and let alone take on extra work. They're probably not even doing their own job. So this is real opportunity. If you're willing to see it and if you're willing to seize it, this is real opportunity. It's going to help you stand out from the rest of the crowd, and it'll help your case when the leaders are back there deliberating on who to lay off and why. So this, again, if you've not lost your job, find ways to lean in. But what do you do if you've already lost your job? Same thing. You've got to find ways to lean in. Just because you've lost your job doesn't mean you've lost your contacts, doesn't mean you've lost your experience, doesn't mean you've lost your relationships, doesn't mean that you've lost your mission. The passion that you've had in your job for the work that you do doesn't mean you've lost that. So find ways to get engaged back in the industry, even on a voluntary basis if you have to, or maybe take on some contract work. Find ways to get engaged or stay engaged in the industry. Obviously, you've got to take care of your biochemistry, make sure you get your headspace right, make sure you solve your money problem, but find ways to remain engaged in the industry. Going through a layoff is hard, but how you deal with it is going to matter when you're job hunting, when things pick up back again. Dealing with it productively, dealing with it, managing your emotions right, managing your money right, managing your energy right, managing your efforts right. Showing grit that you can survive through this downturn in the economy is only going to help your case when you're job hunting, when things pick up back again. Hey, Amir Radali here. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got something out of it. And if you did, there's a few things you can do to make sure that we continue our relationship. First, you can subscribe to this YouTube channel to make sure that you're notified of when I release my next video. Second, you can join me on Facebook, where I share daily insights and inspiration to help you recharge and energize for your workday. And third, you can sign up for some free training on my website, where I offer some free training on how to fast track your career. So there you go. Subscribe to this YouTube channel, join me on Facebook, sign up for some free training. Thank you again for watching, and I will see you in my next video.